Alright, here's Sophie. So this is before I gave you any feedback. So a lot of good things here. Your body position is very good. You're riding high in the water. Your hips and legs are streamlined behind your upper body. You're getting a very good reach forward. And your rotation or your streamline as you're reaching forward is pretty good. So those are all good. If you remember, we talked about how when you turn to breathe, your head turns just a little bit extra, which sort of causes you to go just a bit side to side, and you'll see that when you're swimming directly on towards the camera. And part of that may be caused by when you're entering sort of directly in front of your head and then extending forward. So, and you don't start your stroke until you've pulled it off to the side. So what you want to do is enter your hand and have your hand extend directly in front of your shoulder. So off, right hand is off to the right side of the head, left hand is off to the left side of the head. And that'll probably help with that little bit of torque. With this sort of stroke, you've got a bit of an extended glide. I can make arguments for and against that. In choppier water, you're going to want to shorten up your stroke a bit, but in a smooth lake or smooth ocean, especially in a wetsuit, this sort of stroke could be really good. So here you can see just that little bit of wiggle with your upper body or your head. One thing I didn't comment much on during the swim lesson is notice the difference in how your arms recover. So that left arm is a nice high elbow and that right arm kind of swings out a bit. You see that a lot with folks that tend to breathe more on one side than the other. You can see how the head is going back and forth a bit here, or your torso is kind of going back and forth. So if you can fix the hand entry, that's going to be the main thing. But back to the arm, it's not the biggest deal. If you can work on keeping that hand a little bit lower, that right arm, as you recover, that'll be helpful, just from a total smoothness standpoint. So now, going on to the underwater stuff. So the main thing, or the main correction that you have to make here is you're doing a bit of an elbow slip. So you're getting a really nice reach forward. You can see that your body's very streamlined and everything, but when you're pulling back, your elbow tends to lead your stroke. And what happens there is that you don't get as much leverage, or you don't get the maximum amount of leverage possible with your hand and your forearm. So I know we talked about it a lot, but you want to enter and then get that high elbow catch, or have that shoulder rotate internally, and then hand and forearm angle down to the bottom of the pool, and then you pull yourself forward. Basically, you kind of lock your hand into place in the water, and then you pull yourself past that point. And in this initial one, you can see a little more of an elbow slip. If you were to freeze frame these, you could see that when you're pulling back, your hand and forearm are still at a not right angle to the bottom of the pool, and you want to create a right angle there. And that's really with both arms. So on some of them, you're starting to get a good catch. Like on that right arm, you actually have the beginnings of a good high elbow catch right at the beginning, and then sort of lose it. And then here, what you want to look at is where's your hand entering. So your hand enters in front of your head and then moves over to your side. So you just want to have the hand enter right at the side and just go straight forward, sort of eliminate a little bit of extra motion, and that'll probably help eliminate a little bit of the side-to-side motion that was going on. right, this is after we spoke, and really had you concentrate on doing the high elbow catch, and you could see the difference there with that right arm for sure. And these are the ones that I've freeze framed at the end, so you can see with just a little talk and a little thought on it, you're able to correct it quite a bit. So you've got the you have the ability. You don't got anything. You have the ability to certainly do this technique well. And same thing on the left here. Pretty good catch. You're getting a bit of an elbow slip on both of them still, so it's just going to take practice, practice, practice. Much better though. And then without the pull buoy. So your right is doing a better technical early vertical forearm slash high elbow catch than your left. Both on this round are improved from the first round. But everything else about your stroke is good. So that's the main thing. That's the main thing. The next thing is, you know, fixing where your hand enters so that you don't bounce around quite as much. Now see that? That's a great angle. Well, I got to fix the end of this. The screenshots are all messed up; they're out of order. But I wanted you to get to see some of these anyway. If you can sort of piece them into order, I don't even know if they're shown correctly. I will fix this and upload this as a separate video, but it's a shot by shot of you swimming, and you can see the definite good angle of the catch. So stay tuned.